I've studied for 2 bar exams, successfully passed both of them, and helped hundreds to thousands of students pass the bar exam with this very simple hack. And I'm going to share it with you in this video. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more of these videos. Be sure to check us out at barcastaudio.com. We have bar prep, we have tutoring sessions, we have audio outlines, we have everything you could possibly need to pass the bar exam. Check us out at barcastaudio.com. Let's not waste any more time. If you're watching this video, you're either taking the bar exam soon or you're preparing to take it down the line. So let's talk about the hack that helped me pass 2 bar exams and helped hundreds to thousands of students pass the bar exam over the past several years. So the hack that I use myself, which I always recommend to my private tutoring students and my Barcast students, is called study blocking. And it involves very simply blocking out a part of your day into concentrated periods of study. And when I say concentrated, I mean concentrated, phone off, no Reddit browsing, no shopping, absolutely locked in. Maybe this sounds obvious to you, but be honest with yourself. How frequently are you really locking in? How frequently do you really commit to this type of concentrated study? My guess is probably not all that often. When you first get started in bar exam prep, I want you to start blocking your time by setting out a 45-minute timer. Maybe you can put your phone onto airplane mode and just set a timer there. You have a watch, or maybe you have one of those egg timers, whatever it may be. But set a timer to 45 minutes. Shut off your phone. Shut off whatever websites you may typically browse and just completely lock into a subject or a subtopic that you may be learning in bar prep. Maybe you learned evidence earlier in the week. Maybe you learned evidence earlier that day. And I want you to just commit fully to trying to do something during that period to commit the rules of that subtopic or that subject to memory. And when I say focused, I mean free completely from distraction. You cannot have anyone sort of pulling you away from this. This has to be really concentrated. Once the timer goes off, you can feel free to relax, check your phone, go for a walk, but do all of it within a 15-minute sort of break period. The 45-minute stretch may feel like an eternity to some students, but for others, they may just feel just fine during that sort of long stretch. This 45-minute stretch may feel like an eternity to some students, while others may feel more comfortable stretching it to an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours even. It's going to sort of vary by how you are as a studier, what your personal preferences are. I know students who could not really struggle, or they really struggled to get past 30 to 45 minutes. They felt the urge to check their phone and go on the internet, and that's fine as long as you really are committing yourself to that concentrated block of study. Now, maybe this sounds obvious to you, but too frequently what I see in working with bar exam students is that they feel the need to study for hours upon hours, to remain in the library, to remain at their desk from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they feel like they're doing something really great there. But more often than not, students who are doing that are overstudying. And the reason that they're doing that is because they're not doing enough concentrated studying. They're sort of all over the place trying to figure out what to do next. They're not really locking into anything for a significant period of time. Maybe they're checking their phone every few minutes. They're wasting their time. They're not studying efficiently. And by setting up these study blocks, you can ensure that at the very least, at the end of the day, you can say, okay, if I did 4 of these hour-long study blocks, I studied for 4 concentrated hours just before lunch. Before lunch, I studied for 4 locked-in hours that I can be proud of, that I really dialed into this and I was completely free from distraction. So at the end of the day, when you count up all your hours, maybe you're there from 9 to 5, you're gonna have close to a full day of work of really concentrated studying. And I can tell you that that's really gonna feel helpful. The compound effect of these study blocks, you're going to start to see it over the course of your bar exam prep, and you're going to start to see improvements relatively quickly. As things progress deeper in a bar prep, you're going to start to really feel the cumulative effects of these study blocks and really start to see things come together in a way that, in my experience, students who try to sort of haphazardly pull together their studying and are doing these longer stretches, they don't really feel that as quickly. A lot of students do ultimately experience that. They feel things coming together, but it takes them a little bit longer, and ultimately a lot of them do start to burn out more like earlier in the bar exam process because they are putting in these longer hours and putting in these much more or less concentrated periods of study throughout. So if you commit to these study blocks, you'll find you're not feeling guilty about checking out at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock whenever you want to end your day of studying, because you can look back and say, I really put in the time today. I may have taken a couple breaks, but ultimately I was really dialed in for most of the day. Efficient studying is really integral to preventing burnout, which is a major danger to causing you to fail the bar exam. So if this study block method, and this study block method is really useful in preventing burnout. So use it as you will. I hope it helps you. Check us out at barcastaudio.com if you want to use some of our other tools. We have full bar exam prep, tutoring, audio outlines, essay attack sheets, everything you can need to save you time to study more efficiently. Check us out at barcastaudio.com. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more of these videos. Until later, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye now.